everybody. Welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday. I'm your host, Tajah, the Mindset Coach. Tonight's topic is mirror, mirror on the wall. What does it mean to be worthy, to feel worth? As we talk about women and in this space. So I have two lovely, beautiful women with me here tonight to talk about this with me and share their experiences on this topic. So please introduce yourself, and I'll start with you, Latina.
Hi, my name is Latina Marie. I am 31 years old, and yeah, I don't really know what to say about myself.
And that is just fine. That's a good introduction right there, because I have a lot more to share about you anyway. And how about you, Tanesha?
Hi, my name is Tanesha. I am 37, and I am accountability coach, self-care coach for my amazing organization called T-Talk.
Yeah. And I just want to share that I have known these ladies for under a year, but yet we are very connected, and they know how I feel about them and why this show is so important as they share their experiences. And I want to first talk about, ladies, when you hear me say this mirror, mirror on the wall, right? I know you know that I'm talking about the reflection, right? That I see, like when you all say, oh, hey, beautiful, when you talk to me, or you just so proud of some of the things I'm doing. And I always respond with, right, I'm just a reflection of you, because that's literally what we are. And that's what we should be with each other. So as you hear worthy, tell me what you think worthy means, right? And then how does one feel worthy? Like, what does it take to feel worthy? Go ahead, and you can start, Tanesha.
Worthy. When I hear the word worthy, everything that I have, even myself, with my creator, without him, I wouldn't have a lot of things, and I wouldn't be some of the places that I am at. And knowing what I do, my worth, how passionate I am about it. But I will be transparent. Even though I feel so worthy, I'm not as confident in most areas when it comes to my worthiness.
Okay. And we appreciate that. And I will let you dive in some more as we get into the conversation, right? But what do you think when you hear that, Latina? Like, what does it mean? What does worthy even mean? And then what does it mean to feel worthy?
When I hear that, I think confidence. So my mind goes to other people, because I don't feel like I'm worth any of the things that I know I can do. So like when I hear worthy, I think of my mom, my sister, and friends, because I want them to know their worth, and I never consider myself of thinking about whether I should be worthy of what I want in life or the things that I do. So.
Okay. And that's why I love that you two are on this show. And now you can see why I knew you were the perfect two to be here, because it takes a lot of confidence that you both think you lack, right? In some way, form, or another. But it takes a lot of confidence to do what you're doing right here tonight. And before you even decided to do this, it was accepting, as I sent you the messages, right? To say, hey, you're going to come on the show and join me. And you didn't know the topic, but you both agreed to do it because you trusted my space that I create, right? And you trusted the relationship that we have. And that's exactly what we need to provide more with one another, especially as Black women. Sometimes we put up this facade that we don't need any more friends, or we don't need to connect to her if I don't know her. And you don't know how she may impact your life, and vice versa, how that exchange will help each of you blossom. And I know that's what's happening here. And I know that's what your stories will do to those that are listening, because so many of us deal with this. And it could be not in a whole sense, but it could be in areas, right, where you don't feel confident over here, but you good right here. And I just want y'all to know that I have enough confidence for all of us here and all of us listening, so that I can share, that I can create this space, because it is important that you know, and everyone that listening knows, that you are beautiful, that you are worthy. But at first, what it does is it has to come from inside, right? It is not something that needs to be validated or accepted or approved or edited, right? By someone else. It is what inside of you feel, right? You don't need anyone to give you a second opinion, right? To like, oh, I second that. No, if you decide today, and what I need you to do is decide today, right, that you are worthy, because I tell y'all all the time, right? That's it. We do the mindset right here, and that's what I say. That's me being the mindset coach. It's not that I'm just a coach that's gonna pour into you. No, I'm here to help you set your mind, and when you set it, no one else can change it. It's not a back and forth thing. It is what it is now, right? And so from this point forward, I want us to feel that way, but really get into the real issues or reasons why we don't feel that way, right? And I love what you said, Latina, initially. It said when you think of those words, you immediately start thinking about other people. And because I know both of you, I know what you do, right? And Miss Tanesha over here, the accountability coach, you know what that means? People that she holds people accountable, right? Yes, she does. Big, bold personality, but sometimes she don't do that for herself. And so, and then Latina over here, one of the most beautiful voices I have ever heard, and you will get to hear it tonight. But you know, as she gives these gifts and she shares, and that's how we even found out, or I were privy into what's really going on behind that beautiful voice, is I watch how you both pour into another person, even me, right? Tell me, keep going. You're so proud of things I'm doing, and we share these exchanges. How is it that you're able to pour into someone else, right? But you can't necessarily do that for yourself, right? You over here managing, pouring into somebody else with empty cups. How are you doing that? And why do you think you continuously do it and don't reach out and say, I'm going through this, pull me up?
Well, I will say for me, just coming up, I've always been one of those ones who, I'm a giver. I have a big heart, so I'm a giver, and I love hard. And my grandmother always instilled in me, you know, coming up, you treat people how you want to be treated, right? And even though I know that, and you know, maybe other people have heard that for themselves, treat people how you want to be treated. Well, I know I want to be loved. I know I want people to, you know, give me the things that I deserve. But at the same time, I'm not giving it to myself. And it hurts me sometimes because give. Love. And I love myself. I'm not going to sit here and, you know, talk like I don't love myself, and I'm not proud of myself for areas that I have, you know, accomplishments that I have gained. I'm not going to dim the light down on myself, because I am proud of myself and I do love myself. But I do also know that I lack a lot of things for myself, because I'm pouring out so much to everybody else that when it comes to me, I'm not giving myself 100%. Not saying that I'm not giving myself nothing, but I'm not giving myself the 100% that I know that I'm giving to others. And I think that is only because of the upbringing and how I was brought up. And I give the scenario all the time. I went to work one day and someone had did something to me and it hurt me so bad. And I came home and I was so upset about it. And I came home and I said to myself, I'm going to go back to work the next day and I'm going to be really, really hard. And I'm going to be mean. And I'm going to, you know, say something back to that person. And so when that person came back to me the next day, I fold. I really fold, because it's not me. And I have to come to grips with, this is not you're not the person, you're not that person that God created. You're not that person that your creator created. He didn't create you to be a mean person. He didn't create you to, to walk around with a frown on your face all the time. He didn't create you to have this cold heart. He created you to be just who you are, humble. You love, you give, because I give anybody the shirt off my back, even then, just transparent. I may not have it all. I may not have nothing but $5 to my name. But if I know that Tajah needs something, that $5 may turn into whatever dollar amount she said she needed, because that's just who I am. So I really think it hurt me in the beginning coming up as a young adult. And now I say to myself, why am I like this, and why can't I change? But the more I say that, the more I also say to myself, I don't want to change because I don't want to be that person.
I love that. And I think the way we get brought up has a lot to do with how we view things, right? Our perspective in situations. And sometimes it can leave us stuck in a place that we shouldn't be, right? That we should have outgrew like we did our age. And it's okay to, have those feelings sometimes and remember that version of yourself. But then it's also necessary for you to change that version when it no longer benefits you, right? When it only benefits and suits the people around you, and they're not checking on you saying, hey, your cup is empty, friend, right? You're not looking too good. You should get some rest, or maybe you should go over here and do that. But whenever it only benefits them, you got to start wondering and watching the people that you're around. And what I'll share really quick is one time as I was talking to my cousin, who people I'm very close with, and I was talking to him about a situation, and I guess it was like over time, you're busy on the grind, and you start to realize sometimes people aren't who they say they are. Things aren't going well. Sometimes the person you thought was a friend, that person checked out, and other relationships are going awry, right? I got to the point where it's like, I'm just ready to tell somebody how I really feel about them, right? I'm tired of being the bigger person. And the best advice I heard was, you don't have another choice, Taj. You always got to be the bigger person. So instead of phrasing it that way, though, stop being around people who put you in positions that you feel like that, right? Because when you around great people with great energy, great confidence, doing well, you don't feel like the bigger person, because everybody wants you to win. Everybody wants you to take care of yourself, right? Everybody wants you on full. And so it got me to a point where I started saying, I'm not pouring into anybody's cup unless my cup is overrunning, right? I can give you my drip drops, but I can't give you nothing in my cup. You see what I'm saying? Because my cup got to stay full. And that's not a selfish thing. That's so that I can give what I give to y'all, right? What I give to my kids, what I give to my husband, right? What I give to myself. Because when it's not full, I'm in irritable mode. Nobody's really getting 100% of Taj. And that's the key. And so what I say is, I had to pivot from that old Taj, right? That childhood Taj that was saying, no, address them right now, right? Because the old Taj, I couldn't wait. And not only I was excited to, it was just something I just had to tell you right now about yourself, where now I realize the focus is me. And I'm keeping on me. So when I have outside energy that's not aligned with what I'm doing and where I'm going, guess what? Block it out. I don't even look at it as something that's going to challenge my worthiness, right? If you're not doing and acting and behaving the way I know I deserve, right? Again, when I talked about what that worthy thing is, right? Something inside. When you're not within that, I know that's something you got going on. I'm not going to bring it to my table, right? Now, maybe when you get yourself together, we can discuss it. But I know it's not my issue. And so I pose that same thing to you, Latina. Like, how are you able to do all that you do, being a wife, a mom, right? A great friend, just a great person all around, right? Because I know you, and then we'll talk about how we got to know each other, as random as that was. But how are you able to do that, right? But then not pour into yourself the same way, not think of yourself when I say things like, are you worthy? And that thing coming from inside of you, how are you able to do that?
Growing up, my whole family sings and are into entertainment. So worthiness was kind of aligned with success. And I got stuck in that. If I wasn't feeling successful, then I wasn't worthy of the things that I was doing. Mm-hmm. No matter how much I was doing, no matter how much I was accomplishing, it could have been really small things that was happening, but because it wasn't what I saw as success, it didn't mean anything. And I was kind of taught that. And I don't know how to get out of that. I mean, and as crazy as it is, I don't teach my kids that. Like, they don't know that. Mm-hmm. But I still think that. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what will cause me to understand that, one, success is only what I think it is. And sometimes I get that twisted with what other people think success is. So I believe once I get that under control and understand that it's what I want it to be, that will help me go on the right path. But that's a crazy concept when I think about it, to know that I'm only worth what other people say something is.
Mm. It is. And you know what? It's no way to get out of that. Because people, again, who benefit, right, are always going to keep you in that box. Right. And that's why I'm, again, bringing this back to the topic, right? The title of Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. It's what you see, what you feel, what you're giving to your children, what you're giving to your husband, right? What you give to me, what you give to us right here, right now. Because as we, say that we lack some kind of confidence, where is it? Right. We don't hear it in the song, right? We darn sure didn't see it in the video you did, which y'all will see. Darn sure don't see it when we see you raising your children, as we met on a set, right, of our kids doing a audition or something for what TV show was it? It was some TV show, right? Wonder Years. There it is, Wonder Years. And that's how we met. And then we bonded so well, right? Again, exuding the confidence, funny, and everything else, until it came to the backstory. And people who know me know I read people very well. So it was quick into one of a random conversations where I sensed that, let's talk a little more, right? Mm-hmm. Because there's no way this person that I met feels this way, because I don't see what they see, right? And the same thing, Tanesha, right? When we talked and met for lunch, it was, there's no way that this coach is feeling these things, and then why, right? And this is the thing I think, like I said, we need to talk about most, because a lot of us go through this, but we don't put it on Front Street. We're not transparent. And then we think that this thing, right, of not feeling worthy, not being confident, looks like something else. You look like you're doing bad. You look like you're not happy at times. No, these women are happy a lot of times when we're talking, right? They are doing great things. So this is the thing that we need to pull out. And I'm here to talk to everyone listening, and especially you two right now, on saying it's really you, right? You have to stand up, determine, and decide, right? What does worthiness mean to you? Not what your mom said, right? Not what your friends say, not what a past relationship said. What does Latina think about being worthy, right? What does Tanesha think about being worthy? And whatever that thought is, they say, I am that, right? Because you all are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And the craziest part is that you're doing it so well for other people, but you won't give it to yourself. Right? And so many of us struggle with that, but it's typically because if we really talk about it, there was something that happened way back when, right? Where somebody made you feel that way. And we don't even have to get into what that was or who it was. But what I want to talk about most is look how you're allowing, right? That situation, that person who's long gone or the situation long over, right? To still carry that weight on you. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you're progressing in time and in accomplishments, but you letting something old keep you back. To not congratulate you or pat you on the back about all this great success, all these great leaps you're taking, right? Because Latina, you're able to tell your children a whole different version of worthy to make sure them boys feel that, right? But somehow you missing that piece. Right. And this is why I say it's all about a mindset shift, right? It's not something someone's going to give you ever. And we are Black women. So I'm here to say ever, unless it's in a safe space like this, in a shared environment, right? Where we can be honest and real with each other and love on each other and let people know that are dealing with this currently as they watch. We see you, we feel you, but we here to help you get through it. Like they're getting through it because at the very core of them feeling these ways, they're still doing great things. But I want everybody to feel great every day, right? And I don't mean that literally. Some days you're going to wake up with headaches. Some days you're going to be tired. Some days, you're going to be having a million assignments to do like me right now, right? However, I feel great because what I'm doing is great, right? And then what I'm doing for myself at the end of the day. Because when I feel like I'm blessing somebody else, I know some point, some way it's going to come back to me. And so what I want to talk about is when you look in that mirror today, right? That mirror on the wall, do you see the things that you know you're doing? Like these great songs, like pouring into your children and making them feel so confident they can come all the way down the ladder. You drive them all the way to every opportunity so that they can reach their dreams, right? And then you, Tanesha, making sure that all your clients feel and embrace being empowered by you, right? To go out and step out on that confidence that you talk about, right? That you say and you feel for yourself in some of your areas. Do you see that person when you looking in the mirror?
No. I don't. I see a little girl who's still struggling to figure out what she's supposed to be doing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, come on.
Why are you doing this to me?
I do. No, we're gonna laugh through these beautiful emotions because see, that's another thing we all need to realize is that emotions are okay.
Right.
It's okay to feel, right? But what you gonna do about that feeling? That's what I'm here to do, right? Because this is my hug. This is my challenge through the camera, and not just to you all, because you can pick up the phone and call me, but to people who are listening, who are going through this thing, this is real.
Right.
And you have to tell people because people like me are going to make you face it because what I'm saying that you're seeing as you're watching this is that this takes courage. This takes confidence. This is beauty at its finest. Don't be ashamed of that. Talk about it so that we can help one another, right? Because in the areas that I am exuding in strength, they give me when I don't feel it so much, when I don't want to write a paper, when I don't want to do whatever it is that Tajah needs to do. So this is now what I'm doing for you all. I'm going to put it on Front Street because I know you're confident enough and courageous enough and brave enough to deal with this. But what it's going to do for the other ones listening who thought that maybe they were the only ones, right?
Right.
They out here painting a beautiful picture, but inside, want all of us to feel as good as we look, as strong as we present. Seriously, we gotta do it. And the only way is to talk about it. Right. So look, pat the makeup, because we gonna stay fly, because that's what we do. We stay fly, right? But yes, tell me what you see in that mirror. So you're saying you see a little girl that don't know, right? Don't know where to go.
Yeah, I don't know what caused me to lack my confidence, because there was a point in my life where I felt like I could do anything and nothing could stop me. I'm on top of the world. But at some point, whether it was a boyfriend or a situation or just like things happening in school, something had me feeling like this ain't it. Like I'm just obviously not the one that can go forward or can make a change. Because I've always been like, be the change you want to see in the world. Be, you can do it. Nobody else is making that change, so you do it. Be the positivity that's never around you. And that, again, I teach all of that to my kids. And my husband will try to tell me all the time, like, you need to understand that you're worth more than what you tell yourself. And I just be like, you're supposed to say that. You're my husband. Like, why would you say anything different? But I don't know. And it's not that I don't think I can still do the things that I want to do. I guess I just have a hard time being proud of the fact that I can do what I want to do, or that I know I'm able to be who I am. I just don't show, like my sister tells me all the time, you need to get better at accepting compliments. I hate when people tell me good things about me, because I'm just like, I don't know how to respond to that because I don't see it. But I don't know.
So I need to know just quickly. So if they responded negatively, would you receive that better? If they
I think I would. I think when I hear people tell me I can't do something or I'm not worth something, it motivates me. But it's not that I want to hear just negative things all the time, because it is nice to hear the good things, but I just don't know how to respond to it.
You don't know how to receive it. And that's because you're struggling with talking to yourself, right? You talk yourself out of good things. And I'm going to give your husband some credit and say, he don't try to tell you, he does tell you those things.
Right.
And that is what they should do, but not all do that. So you have a good husband, and at the end of the day, and then great kids, right? And so, but what you got to do for them, right? Especially the kids, because your husband, I mean, at the end of the day, he's a grown man. And so he will be okay with making his way. But your kids want to see the confident mom that they know. They want to see that person.
Right.
And you are that person. So what you got to do is really make yourself see that person in the mirror. Because when you go back and you watch this and you see what kind of confidence it took to do this and pack the tears to get through it, girl, right? You'll understand. You know what I'm saying? And know why this was necessary, because I always say when we go through something, right? Don't be selfish and keep it to yourself.
Right.
That's the worst thing you can do. The best thing you can do is take that, everything, all of it, the tears, the pain, the hurt, all of it, and then channel it into a story that you could tell somebody else that's going through that thing, or maybe even worse, because I'm on the other side now, right? And the other side is even just getting through it when you didn't even think you could, right? Because I know probably when I first asked this question, it was a froze mode on the other side of the phone, like, right? And no matter what, I was gonna make you, right? Because I know it's in here. I know you know too, as big as these smiles are, ladies. So at the end of the day, I just want y'all to feel that and take it and really paint a smile and put it on your mirror. And what's going to happen is then you start doing mantras, right? Affirmations for yourself so that you can then say, you know, I am this, right? I deserve, I will. This way you are talking that into yourself. And I'm telling you, the more you talking to yourself every day, while everybody else think you crazy, you ain't got no choice but to believe it, right? I had never had to wait on somebody else to tell me I was pretty, I was smart, I was anything else. And I give that, right? Not because I did it myself, to my mom. Again, like to Tanesha, right? That upbringing. I am as confident as I am today as I was, as I remember as a 5-year-old, right? Exactly what you're doing, right, Latina? I'm pouring that into my kids because I know in school, kids gonna say stuff about your hair. They're gonna say something about your skin. They're gonna say something about your clothes. So when I tell my kids, when you got dressed today and you went and looked in the mirror, did you think you look good? Yep.
Right.
Did you like your hair? Yep. Did you think you were pretty, handsome? Yep. Then that's it. We're not going to school and saying what you think.
Right.
We go to school in this house like, here I am. I've arrived. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I give them out in the world. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be so much beat down. And if you're not on your own team, who's going to join it? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. And I'm now going to go to you, Tanesha. Tell me what it is you see in that mirror as you do all the great things you do. I mean, you speaking in different cities and talking and giving these women so much confidence because a lot of them, your audience, right, deals with a lot of things, all kinds of different abuse and emotions and things like that, right? And so you're helping them find a way back to being accountable. But how do you see yourself?
I look in the mirror every day and I talk to myself. I do. I speak life into myself. I speak my affirmations. I do all of that. But at the end of the day, as I look in the mirror and I see really deep that image, I see
you got it. It's okay. We're here for you.
I still see the little girl who, and as crazy as it sounds, I still see the little girl that's not being loved. And when I say not being loved, I struggle with the relationship with my mom. And as much as I have forgiven, I'm sorry.
No, don't say you sorry. Please don't ever apologize for real emotion. Not here, ever.
As much as I have forgiven, and I talk to me, my husband talk about it all the time now because he see what I do and he knows how passionate I am about, speaking and empowering the other women. And he asks me this question every time I come back to the house and I have to woosah. He say, I need you to just let go. Mm-hmm. And for me, even though I have forgiven, it's still a part of me that I still need that love. Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry, y'all.
You better stop saying you sorry.
But it's a part of me that because I was brought up, my grandmother was there for me. And when I lost her in 2013, it's like I lost everything. But even though my mom is still here, at that time, we began to mend our relationship, but not to a point where I still feel, I can feel the love. Like it was 2013 was the first time I heard my mom tell me she loved me. And for me, it did something, like it really did something to me, because all along, I thought my mom hated me. And so when I look in the mirror and I'm speaking to myself, I still see this little girl who is still reaching. And I can't get past it. And as much as I keep trying, I keep telling myself, you got this. It will not break you. But it's just something, a little inside of me that I just, because when I see myself too, I see all of her. And like I say, when I heard those words for the first time, it did something to me, because I thought she hated me. And so even now, me 37, and when she comes around, I can see that she loves me, but I don't feel it. And part of me, just that part of me is just like, it hurts. It hurts. And so as I'm teaching and as I'm speaking on transparent, like, I'm not the average coach, because I go through things just like any other person, because I'm human. And I tell anybody, at the end of the day, when you try to feel this role of life and you still holding on other baggage, it's so difficult, because I know me sitting here now, I didn't have the confidence that I had years before. I didn't have that. And it took a long time for me to get this confidence, but still at the same time, it's still hurt and it's still pain. And I battle with it. I control it, but I still battle with it. Because when I step out, I don't hold my pain and my problems on me. I don't do that. Now, when I close that door, when I walk back in and I close that door, I crumble up. Mm-hmm. And I get into a corner. Literally, it feels like the world is just coming down on me. And I have to build myself back up. Because when I step out the next day or however I step out and I have to see, my beautiful sisters and, my friends, I can't show them that part of me. And literally, I have people that say to me, Tanesha, I would have never thought you had all of this built inside, or I would have never thought you have been going through all of this. And you know why? Because I really, really shield that. And that's something that I battle with myself. You know, I go to therapy, you know, I talk to my therapist, but it's still like internally, deep down inside of me, I battle with it. And I tell my husband all the time, I hear you telling me to let go. I hear you telling me at 37 years old, are you going to go 37 more years? I keep hearing you say that, but at the same time, you got to have been in this space to understand and to be able to feel the feeling that I'm going through. It's hard. It's difficult. Like when Mother's Day come around, my mom was here with me this year, but I literally feel like I don't have a mom. That's just how deep it is for me. Compared to a person that does have one, that is there with them, that they can talk to them every single day, I don't get that feeling. So when I look in the mirror, that's what I'm seeing.
And I do understand that, right? And on a small frame. And that's where this is me being transparent, right? Because the mother-daughter relationship you talk about, I know nothing of, right? It was very different from my personal experience. But I have heard it. And I do feel for any kid, not just a mother-daughter, that's a son-father, that's a son and a mom and a father and a daughter, right? Any kid to ever long for something and never feel that they get it. But again, remember how I started off this conversation and I called it mirror, mirror on the wall, right? It's because that has to come and it must come and it can only come from you. You can't allow what she did or she didn't do to be the reason why you don't feel worthy enough. Let's just say they missed out on that opportunity of how dope I am, how you are. You understand? That's where you want to go with it, because that's the only way to get through the levels of hurt, pain, frustration, and everything else that this world is going to have to throw at you. Because it's going to keep coming. Because what happens is, even when you let go of your mom, right, that thing is going to appear in a whole other person. And I bet it did before you got to your husband. I bet it was in relationships, right? Whether it was romantically or in a friendship. Because that's what happens. People will see that thing in you that you think you masking so well, right? And they'll figure it out and they'll play on that. The only way to fix it is inside. To tell yourself, I am this and I'm no longer tolerating and going to deal with people that make me feel like I got to be the bigger person, make me feel that I'm not worthy of love, that make me feel like what I say, what I think doesn't matter because I'm not worthy enough on their level of worthiness, right? Because that's what you all are talking about. You're talking about how other people put that version of worthy on you. But I'm talking about mirror, mirror on the wall, right? Because as I asked you right now, what do you see in that mirror? You both said a kid. And I know if everybody got good eyesight or got their glasses on or they got their lenses in, whatever it is, you know these are two grown women, right, on the screen with me. What about that person who's accomplished so much, who that little girl would be so proud of, right? All that love that you feeling that you didn't get, look how y'all exuding it on everybody else around you. You making sure, if it's one thing they don't question, it's not going to be what? Your love, right? Your confidence, your power for them, right? To feel empowered, to feel that they can do anything. I know that's how your clients feel. I know for sure that's how your kids feel, because they get to show themselves on screen and talk and want to do things, right? Interact with other kids. That takes confidence. Confidence comes from some level of love, or from that fight in you that's going to make you know that people going to love me now. right? Because now I got the power to go do it. And mine was some of both, to be transparent. My father and our relationship wasn't what it is today when I was younger. But I didn't take that as what everyone else said, right? What happens when you're in a single parent environment or when the father is not in your life? I didn't care what those statistics said, and I read them. But you know what I made sure to do? I made sure to do the exact opposite. So whatever they said that those kinds of kids fall into, I made sure not to fall into. People never understood why I didn't go with the trend or follow the flow or whatever the thing was that everybody else did in high school and middle school. That was why. Because I knew I had to work a lot harder to not be and fall into what that thing said. There was nobody telling me that I had to do this, that, and A and B. I did. So I don't regret the steps I took, right? And I'm happy for the relationship we now have. But even if we hadn't got to that point, guess what? I would have been proud of who I became and who I'm still becoming. You know what I'm saying? And that's the important point, because I didn't let what somebody else decided to do with their time determine who I said I wanted to be. You understand? And I make sure that I do that to my children. No matter what mommy and daddy do and say, I want you to be okay with how you feel about yourself. I want you to be confident enough to tell me how you feel about yourself. Now, I can keep pouring. But if you're not going to receive, then it's not going to be good enough. And that's what I want to tell you. So I pray and I pray and I pray, as much as you know we're going to talk, right? That you guys are receiving how much power that you both hold, how much confidence and bravery that y'all both have, and how much love is inside of you, regardless to who you think took some of it or didn't give it. You gave it to yourself already. And that's all you need to do. And then you both married great husbands that pour too, right? Let their pour be good enough for whoever pour didn't go in a cup. You understand what I'm saying? Like, stop letting people who should have mattered decided that they wasn't going to matter. Stop letting them have weight. You understand? Like, if this person who should have mattered decided they didn't need to matter, why am I going to keep giving you the opportunity to create this feeling over and over again as I surpass these different levels, as you're not even really in my life like that? And sometimes people can't do what you might want them to do. That's another reality that we have to come up with, is that maybe your mom, maybe my dad, maybe, a relationship back then could not give what you needed to give. Right? We all read the book, or if you haven't, please do read 5 Love Languages. It's good for every relationship. Maybe the way you receive is not the way they give. It doesn't mean they don't love you. It just means that you're not connecting, right? But you can get it from somewhere else at the end of the day. But what I will tell you to do, and you must do, is you must find that mirror and pull that worthy out of you. And that's everybody that's listening. Because this is a real thing that we go through, especially as Black women, thinking that we have to be super women all the time, that you can't cry, that you got to apologize for your real emotions. No, you do not. And get away from people who make you feel that you have to. Get away from people that you feel like you have to hide from, right? They can hear all your wins, but they can't hear none of your losses, none of your struggles. Those are not your people. I'm gonna be honest. And they come in friend shape, they come in family shape, they come in relationship shape, romantically, professional shape. Get away from them. Find a safe space. Find people that you can talk to. And if you don't know one, you now know me. I am here for the both of you. I will always be here. And I just want to let y'all know that y'all are beautiful. Y'all are most certainly worthy. And if you don't know how to tap into that, you're going to hear by this song that's going to play as this closes out. So stay tuned, stay on. This has been a great episode of Talk to Me Tuesday. We'll probably do a part 2, but until that time, I'll see you next week. Good night.